All right, everyone, this is our second, maybe our final edition for a while of our training because the whole state's going on lockdown. So I have Callie here, this is our last day. Coach Courtney's already quarantined. So here is our final lesson, at least for a little bit. So today's theme is Omoplata defense, all right? Now, the Omoplata, to some degree, isn't going to be a very high percentage submission, but we still don't want to get submitted by it, and down the road here, we're going to learn how to counter it, not just defend it. So let's go over our first classic defense first, which is very simple. If you don't know this one, this is definitely something anyone should be able to do when an Omoplata is starting to form on you, all right? And it doesn't matter how you got caught in it or whatever, we're just doing the defense once we realize we're in trouble. So, the first thing is just the classic roll through, which is the same for any Kimura or that kind of stuff. So as I'm getting Omoplata here, all right, that's the Kimura. As I'm getting Omoplata here, what her goal is, at some degree, is she's going to sit up and I'm going to get shoulder locked with this arm. So once, let's go back a little bit. As she's angling off and getting behind me right here, I screwed up. Obviously, the easiest thing to do is to roll through. Once you roll through, you've taken that shoulder pressure off, and we should be at least safe for a second here. Now that's simple. I get swept potentially, and there are other things to worry about right here, but that's your level one basic idea. Go roll through so your shoulder can't get attacked. As soon as I land here, I'm in trouble for a lot of things. So I do want to add one extra step right here. I'm going to put my hand on the knee, and I'm going to get my arm out of there. If I'm quick enough, I might even be able to end up on top. But the truth is, as I roll through right here, she's going to come up on top 90% of the time, and I'm going to get swept 2 points. But I did not get submitted. So that is the key. We're going to roll through. Now that's level one. All right, one more time. Like I said, who knows? Let's go this way a little bit. I'm going to get Omoplata here. I screw up. Uh-oh. As she's getting angled, before she can grab my legs and my hips, I want to already be rolling through. As soon as I land, get that arm out. Maybe she comes up on top. And whoop-de-doo, I got swept, but I didn't get submitted. So that's level one. Roll with the shoulder lock. You won't get shoulder locked, and you should be fine. Now, you are going to get swept a lot, but that's much better than getting submitted. So our basic defense is to roll forward. The whole idea is to roll forward, getting my back on the ground. I'm rolling with this shoulder lock. So one more time, really quick. She goes to shoulder lock, and I roll through, getting my back to the mat. Now, keep that in mind. There are other things we can do for a very similar result. All right? Down the road. She gets me an Omoplata. Now, let's say she puts her hand over my waist. All right? I can't roll anymore. This is no good. All right? So I can't hit move one. All right, I still want to get my back onto the mat. So, if I can't go forward, I can actually go underneath her. So check this one out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up my leg to the inside, the one near her. All right, you'll see it at a different angle in a second. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to roll underneath her, and I end up in the exact same position. Now this is a good one to hit, like I said, later on when you're in super deep trouble. As she sits up for it, it's going to be even easier. So let's show from a different angle. Notice the same finishing position. All right. This way over. So she gets the Omoplata on me. She's angling off. She clamps onto my hip with that left arm before I can roll. Now, I'm kind of in trouble here. So, as soon as she starts going up for that shoulder lock, some space opens up underneath her butt right here. So as she comes up for it a little bit, I'm going to pick up this inside leg and I'm going to scoot underneath her. Getting my back to the mat, I end up in this exact same position. Once again, trying to save my arm. So, all right, I got swept, no big deal. But if I can't go forward, I can actually go underneath them also. All right? So that's a little Marcelo Garcia trick, going underneath. I need that one once in a while when I'm getting deeper and deeper trouble. So it's the same concept. Instead of going forward, we do a 180 and go underneath. All right? So that's move 2. All right, so we went forward roll, we went underneath. This time, we're going to do the exact same finishing position, but we're going to go over the top of them. This is a very specific situation, and then there's going to be a cooler version of this later on, but keep that in mind for later. So, once again, I'm going to get omoplata. I don't know how, I screwed up, and I'm in trouble right here. All right? Now, this time, let's say I'm stuck here for a second, and she kind of clamps onto my legs, all right? So, it's harder to do my forward roll. But notice, she's still kind of flat on the ground. It's going to be very difficult to get underneath her. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to rock forward, getting my head down and my butt up in the air, and I'm going to go over the top of her. Now, we end up in the exact same position. If she sits back right now, she's in the side control. I clear my arm, and I got swept. So, if getting my back to the ground is my main objective, at least initially defensively, once again, we can go forward, underneath, or over the top. So there's actually 4 directions. I'll show you the final direction in a second, but you can kind of keep that in mind. Now, move 2, we went underneath. As her hips came up, we're going underneath. This one, she's staying low, and I can get my hips up. We're going over the top. So these two work great together. All right, obviously we still move 1, the E is the easiest one, but this one is if we can't go forward. Maybe they got our legs in this situation or our hip in move 2. We can either go over or under based on what they're doing. So that is move 3 in the series, all right? Move 1, forward, move 2, under, move 3, over the top, all right? Let's watch it one more time from the straight view right here. All right? She's got me in omoplata. She's got my legs hooked right here, so my butt can kind of come up a little bit, but I can't roll. My hips come up as high as possible. I'm going to jump over the top. I end up in the same position, same as everyone before. She's got my arm right here. Don't just dawdle. There are some attacks I have to worry about, like a bicep slicer or a re-roll. So I'm going to get my arm up, and we're in that same position. All right, move 4 now. So these are kind of our basic series. Forward, underneath, over the top. This time we're going to go backwards, all right? Now this is the one you see a lot when you get kind of bigger, stronger athletes. It's a little bit more work. You see this, like I said, a lot at a higher level when you get more high-level athletes. But you'll see it doesn't take a lot of work. It's not maybe recommended as the most technical move. So I'm going to show you 2 different things. First thing, instead of going forward, under, over, I'm going to go backwards, posturing back up, all right? So, she gets me an omoplata for the 18th time, all right? I'm in trouble. So, you see this a lot, like I said. What I'm going to do, she needs to sit up, and she wants to put my head down so she can sit up and submit me. So what I'm going to do, before that happens, I'm going to step up and posture back. All right? And I'm putting all my effort in not going forward. Now my hand right here, my shoulder obviously connected to it, needs to go, my hand needs to go up relative to me, so if I go backwards, now I can extend this, I can go up a little bit, I'll go up a little bit. If I'm really strong, I can even stand up and start shaking out, and I can get up and get out, right? That said, that's a lot of work and a lot of energy. And if you're good, and they have good forward pressure on that shoulder, this can be very difficult. But, like I said, some of the strongest guys I used to grapple, this was their main defense. I don't like it. I think it's a kind of a meathead move. But I'll show you another concept that you could do if you want to make this one a little lazier and more energy efficient. All right, so I'm here. Before she clamps down, I'm going to put my, shoot my leg up, driving up, sitting back, sitting back. Now, we've already talked about forward, under, over. I can actually roll backwards and get to that same position. My back's on the mat. I've almost said, hey, you can sweep me all you want, but I'm not going to get submitted. I clear my arm, and I get swept again. So, I can actually go backwards 180 degrees, all right? Now, like I said, this one, if you were a smaller person, this would be very difficult for someone small to do to me, but I know, equal size, this should be okay, but like I said, we're getting near more the meathead moves, all right? So one more time, watch, I can either shake out, or if I'm getting tired, I can put my back to the mat by rolling backwards. Omoplata, before I'm in trouble right here. Posture up, get your head up, butt down, good posture. She wants to kick me forward, and I'm going to be fighting that. I'm going to be putting all my energy back. Now, I can start trying to yank out. I can even, like I said, to some degree, I can stand up and start yanking out. But if I am getting tired right here, I can just lock my hands and sit back. And I'm back to that initial safety position once I clear my arm. So move forward, backwards. All right, now we are going to get to a little more advanced things. We're going to try to actually counter the omoplata, which is going to leave us in a good position, maybe even a better position, not just defending. So this one and the next one, I'm not going to get swept. I'm actually going to pass her guard. So check this one out. Now, if you remember the one where we went over the top, she had my legs and I just kind of flopped, got my back on the mat. All right. This one, though, we are going to do something similar. But before she can grab my legs are being free. Instead of flopping, I'm going to jump to the opposite side. You'll see what happens in a second. So, I get caught in an omoplata, all right? Right here, she's kind of angling off once again. This one is obviously the goal here. We need to be really aggressive and preemptive, all right? Remember how I got my head down and my butt up? This time, she doesn't have any control yet. So, as I go head down, butt up, I'm going to get on my toes, and I'm going to tripod, and I'm going to jump to this side of her body, all right? Now, I'm going to hold my hand here. I'm still caught in an omoplata type position, but because I switch sides, I come over here. I actually should be in side control, and this arm will eventually yank out, and I got out of the omoplata, and I'm past the guard. So the key on this one, I like to hit this one really early in the omoplata as they're driving me down, but before they have control of my legs, all right? Now watch this one a little quicker. When you see her chop down, my head's going to go down, my butt's going to go up, and I have to jump cross body. Let's see it from a kind of a front angle here. All right? Spin this way. So, I get omoplata. As she's angling off and chopping down, head up, toes up, I jump to side control. I'm still caught in this leg position, but she no longer can control my body. I can even put her in a little cradle right here. Wait. When my arm comes out, I'm in side control, and I actually pass the guard. So not only did we defend the submission, but we passed the guard, so we actively countered that omoplata. That's a cool one, very dynamic, but the biggest thing there, you gotta be careful for your partner's safety. As I jump over the body, we don't want to land right on their face with our knees or something like that, so we gotta make sure we jump, especially when you start learning it, jump really far past. It's better to be safe than to jump and land right on their face. All right, one more time in kind of 90% speed. All right, she gets the omoplata. As she's chopping down, head down, butt up, on the toes. I jump into side control. I'm going to cradle right here. As soon as she lets go of my arm, boom, I'm out and I'm in side control. So now that's level 2. Move 5. We're going countering by rolling up and over the top, tripoding, landing on our knees instead of our back like we did the first few. All right, chest down. So that one is much better, but much more difficult. All right, the next one, this is another counter. In fact, we've had the last move, the one where we tripod, go over the top, but we end up on top. That is our, we'll call that, well, it was move 5. This move 6 is our other counter. I like to work these two together, and I'll show you at the end. But the basics of this one are, I get omoplated for the 100th time, I'm in trouble, all right? This is not a good spot. She might even, be clamping on something, who knows? But now, this one, instead of going head down and trying to jump over the top, I'm gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna look to grab that foot that's kind of right over to the right of my head. All right? I got one free hand right here while I'm fighting here. I'm gonna grab that foot, all right? I'm going to lift it up, and I'm gonna put my head underneath it. How do I do that? I move my legs a little bit, and I'm gonna do a little sit-through, trying to drop underneath. I'm actually putting my head down through. I'm holding it there too, so she can't bring that leg back in front of me. Now, I've gotten on the other side of her leg. As soon as I sit through, I don't want to stop here, but I'm stopping for instructional purposes. As I hit this sit through, my head is going to keep driving back. I'm going to let go, and I'm going to finish my turn. I'm going to spin into side control. Once again, this time on the other side. All right? So once again, we kind of end up in this cradle position, except last time I was over here. This time I'm on this side. She's facing away from me this time, and I defend it. Once again, she might still have that hand of the omoplata, but I've defended it by going to the other side. All right, so let's watch that again in half speed. All right. She gets me into omoplata. All right. I'm kind of in trouble here. I'm assessing my options. Uh-oh, I see that foot right there. I'm going to grab that foot. I'm going to open up the door. I'm going to step. I'm going to duck through. Watch my bottom leg slide through here. All right? Slide through. Head up. All right? As soon as my head drives, keeping that pressure on her calf so she can't get the leg back in front of my face. I'm turning the corner. I come over on this side. She still has my hand in the omoplata, but I'm in side control in a beautiful cradle position, all right? If we're in wrestling, she's pinned, all right? But, beautiful counter, all right? One more time in kind of full speed, all right? Boom, boom, boom. Omoplata, all right? Grab that foot, open up the door, leg up, head through the hole, slide, turn, boom. We're in side control, we're safe, all right? Now, we just did 2 different counters, move 5 and 6, where we end up on top. They kind of work great together. This one requires me to go head up. The last one was head down. The first one was butt up. This one is butt down. So when I'm in this position, I can kind of chain these a little bit. All right? So I'm here with Callie, got omoplata. I try to open up this door. She senses trouble. She clamps down on it. All right, fine. We'll go back to move 5. Boom. Boom. All right? So I try to open it up. She shuts it. I'm going to take the energy and chain my two escapes. All right? And obviously, these are both good results. Both of them end up passing the guard into side control. So we can go butt down, head up through the hole for the last move, or the door shuts. Head down, butt up into the move 5, which was our tripod side control. So these are even better than just defending and getting our back to the mat. All right? So we've got 4 directional defense. One of them we could potentially shake out. Now we have 2 directional counters. Butt up, head down, or head up, butt down, sitting through and turning the corner. So there are 6 different moves to either defend or counter the omoplata. move. Carl Turret bonus move. All right, now this is one of my favorite counters, but even cooler, all right? So, this is a very specific position. So, we're going to show this from behind, all right? Because I want to show you what she's going to do, all right? So, I get caught in an omoplata again, all right? And as I'm getting caught in this omoplata, she hooks this leg only, all right? She doesn't hook both legs. This would be the better option right here. Go to the other leg. That's two legs. She only hooks one leg right there. So I feel that what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to purposely roll. I don't even want to defend anymore. I actually want to roll because as I roll through, I have an omoplata on her. And then, of course, I'm kind of in that same position. She can do the same thing to me. All right, in fact, let's see if we can do it one more time. She does the same thing to me. As I go forward, look at my arm right here. Uh-oh, I'm in an omoplata again. All right, so we could keep chaining that all day long. In fact, one of my teammates, Chris Center, in an advanced division a few years ago, him and this guy, they were competing together, obviously against each other. They did like 5 or 6 rolls. Eventually, I think they went out of bounds because it was so cool. But at one point, one of them could have survived, got their arm out. So watch this one more time. I'm going to get out of it after I roll so I don't get it done to me. All right? So, but let's go this way a little bit. I get omoplata. She hooks just the near leg. All right? Uh-oh. So, I see that one leg. That's good news for me. I'm going to hit the same roll. As I roll, my hand grabs that arm, keeps it there. I'm going to get my arm out so she doesn't get me. And now I have her in the omoplata catch. All right? Now, obviously, I'm trying to submit her. If she rolls through and does one of my defenses today, let's say she does a forward roll right here, my arm is clear, I get at least a sweep out of it. So, talk about a bonus move, man. This is a counter back to a submission, even better than a sweep. And if the submission fails, I at least get a sweep out of it. So, I'm going to make them pay for omoplating me by omoplating them back. But I need that very specific situation. All right? Now, obviously, all the moves we've done today have to be kind of chained, and one is going to go on the other. You defend, they clamp over your hip, you go underneath. You try to go underneath, they get low, you go over the top. You try to roll forward, you go backwards, forward, backwards. And everything we've shown today has a counter that she can do to me also. So that's going to get to level 3 when she starts countering today's moves, and I have to find a new way. Keep chaining, keep moving, don't stop, all right? One of the biggest things with the omoplata, though, is at some point you might be better off accepting the sweep versus trying to counter. All right, depends who you're going with and what level you're at. So that was a nice little 101, 102, 201. A nice little beginner through intermediate, maybe even advanced defenses to the omoplata. And there's more. This is just a nice little, hopefully 20-25 minute video on omoplata defense. So thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Like I said, the lockdown's starting, so hopefully this video will age well. All right, thank you.